Hello everyone, welcome back. I do apologize for the lateness of this video. I know I missed 2 months. This was supposed to come out at the end of August, but unfortunately things happened. I do apologize for that. I will put explanations as to what the heck happened and caused the delays for this one in the description down below, but I'm just here to apologize for being late, give an intro for what this thing is, which is it's supposed to be a vlog of my first ever cruise. It was a nice Alaskan cruise. And letting you know that it is in fact a mess. Because A, I have no idea what I'm doing, and B, my lack of experience leads me to make what is essentially a mix of actual vlog-ish footage and a weird slideshow thing. More than I am. Enjoy the mess that is to come. Hopefully, if I do another one of these, it'll turn out better. Enjoy! You didn't hear me literally going, I hate that I'm doing this, I hate that I'm doing this, I hate that I'm doing this. Very big. There's a basketball court. There is. What the hell? We left on August 13th, which was a Saturday. Getting to the boat was smooth and easy. Getting on the boat was a different story. But once we were on and found our rooms, everything went so smoothly. It was wonderful. Went for a quick wander around the ship before lunch, which was in the buffet. Sorry, no pictures or footage. We didn't have many meals in the buffet, but what we did have was pretty good. One thing we did find a little weird, though, was that when you eat in the buffet, once you finish your meal, you just leave your dishes at the table, and the staff will come and collect them for you. You don't take them to a dish return counter or anything like that, which I found very weird. Didn't know how to feel about that. Cast off for the voyage was at 4, and it was so smooth you wouldn't have noticed anything if you A, didn't know when cast off was, and or B, you weren't looking outside at all. My brother was waiting for a lurch to indicate cast off and didn't realize we were actually moving until we were almost under Lionsgate Bridge. For dinner that first night, and all other nights except one, we went to the Club Orange dining room. Club Orange is a, club you can join when you travel on Holland America cruise ships. You have to sign up for it when you book. You pay a little extra for some extra perks, like a private dining room for breakfast and dinner, but it's so nice. I have nothing but praise for the staff of the Club Orange dining room, and if you have any dietary needs, like any at all, I highly recommend paying the extra bit to join Club Orange, as they were wonderful when dealing with my arm's length of an allergy list. I never had a single problem when eating on the ship, which was actually a big concern of mine before we left. One thing they actually did really, really well was they'd give me a menu for the next night to look over and pick what I wanted for dinner, so they could find the best way to adjust the dish and make it safe for me to eat. And the food in the Club Orange dining room was amazing. You always got a 3-course meal of an appetizer, a main dish, and a dessert, and the menu changed every single night, so you were never bored. And the portion sizes were perfect. You always felt full afterwards, but not like you overate. The rooms we were in were nice and spacious. We had actually just gotten an upgrade for our rooms just a few days before we left, so we had no idea what to expect when we boarded. So we were pleasantly surprised at the rooms we got. They were very, very nice. Here's the room. So in order to turn the lights on, gotta put the card in. So here's the room. This is probably the only time you will actually hear my voice in this. Or at least only time while I'm on the boat, because it's nice and quiet. So there's here, it's like a nice little study. You can see we're already getting settled. Behind this frame is actually another bed. And there's a mirror. Hello. Another full-length mirror. Hello again. All of this. There's actually a pair of binoculars at the far back here that you can't see in this light. Sorry. You can tell I'm not used to this. Binoculars that come with the room. So if you don't bring your own, they've got some. There's a mini bar with lots of options. There's the fridge with the mini bar. Are you actually picking anything up? Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, over here. Forgot about this. Oh, you can't see anything, but there are blankets and towels in there. Let me go get a light. There you are. Oh.
But we're gonna go to lunch. Have to wait for Dennis and Melissa to get ready. So.
All right, 2 seconds. Beds, couch, and finally, ta-da! We have the balcony with a gorgeous view. Very pretty. And that is the room. And that is my sister at the far end. See ya. Bye. Oh yeah, sorry for the lack of actual audio with any of the footage I've taken on the cruise. There was copyrighted music playing all the time, and I don't want to risk anything, so it is voiceover for pretty much the whole thing. Sunday, the 14th, was our first full day at sea, so not much actually happened. After breakfast, we just spent the whole morning in the crow's nest, which has a wonderful view when the view isn't completely obscured by dense fog. I also discovered the carpets in the elevators are changed every single day to reflect what day of the week it actually is. I kind of feel sorry for the person who has to go through all the elevators and change all those carpets. In the afternoon, some of us went to have an afternoon tea which was offered, and that was really busy. But it was good. Don't really know what we were eating, but it tasted good. For dinner on this night, it was our complimentary dinner in the really high-end Pinnacle restaurant, and all I really have to say is there was so much food. All of it was so good and so tasty, but there was so much. I most certainly overate that night, but it was so totally worth it. Monday the 15th, we stopped off in Juneau. The boat docked just a little after lunch, so before that we were out on the deck watching the mountains and the glaciers go by. The sky was cloudy, but that added to the atmosphere and the beauty of the area, which was so beautiful. Man, those clouds were so pretty. Once we docked in Juneau, we went off to the Mendenhall Glacier. Sadly, it has shrunk a great deal in the past years, but it was still gorgeous to see. That lush green mixed with the light turquoise blue of the ice was so nice on the eyes. We also saw a porcupine. Well, part of a porcupine. It was hiding in some bushes and came out just long enough to identify it as a porcupine, but beyond that, it was mostly just a shambling bunch of rustling leaves. Still, wild porcupine. Cute. Hello, everyone. I'm back with non-voice over me. I'm here in Juneau now. I can tell you, this in no way does any justice to any of this here. I don't even know if it's picking up properly. Sorry. Just look at all of this lush green. I mean, I know back home it's green, but this is still pretty. Visitor center, and over here we've got the big thing, the glacier. Come on, go in. And there's a waterfall. After dinner, where I had actual croutons, which I haven't had in ages. Like literally years. We just hung out in the crow's nest and just watched the city for a bit until we actually felt tired enough to go to bed.
Oh no, that is squishy. Squishy. It is soft. Squishy. Squishy. Very soft and squishy.
Oh boy, Jay has gone to a new thing.
Squishy. Squishy, squishy, squishy.
Tuesday, the 16th, we had to get up early for a hike in Skagway. So, breakfast was on the balcony. Our guide for the hike, Curtis, was very knowledgeable, and so I'm just gonna let him explain what we were gonna do.
Yeah. But no, with that, welcome y'all to Alaska. And along with that, welcome to Skagway as well. Founded in 1896 by William Moore, in an attempt to find easier access into the interior of Alaska. Because as we all know, there's gold up in them hills. Well, that's the thing. Well, the migration of almost 100,000 individuals coming up to here into Skagway or Dyea to then travel into the Klondike region up to the Yukon, they did make their way up either the White Pass or the Chilkoot Trail, the trail we'll be heading up. But unfortunately, anyone that made their way from around the world and made it up here by 1897, they were already a year late, and any of the valuable gold of this gold rush was claimed. Unfortunate, right?
Yes, very unfortunate.
But with that, Skagway itself still maintains its frontier aesthetic of the 1800s, because the Klondike Gold Rush did happen between the years of 1896 and 1898, and many individuals ended up trapped here in either Skagway or Dyea because they were required to bring together a cache of goods. They needed at least 1 year's worth of supplies, about 2,000 pounds, 1 ton worth of goods, before they were allowed to go up either the White Pass or the Chilkoot Trail. And that was not actually the American government making that law. That was actually you guys, the Canadian Mounted Police, saying if you dumb Americans are coming into our borders, you're not dying here. But with that, unfortunately, along with a lot of people ending up having to spend weeks to months here in Skagway, there was really no government here during that time. And Skagway became known as one of the most dangerous places to live in the United States. There was a significant amount of gang violence here, and while you tried to bring your cache of goods together, it was not uncommon that the local gang would tax you 30%. Yeah, that's why many individuals, rather than waiting in Skagway to go up the White Pass, made their way over to Dyea and went up the Chilkoot, even though technically speaking, the Chilkoot is a more difficult trail to navigate. But with that, as I mentioned, the Dyea territory is the land, the native land of the Tlingit people. The Tlingits never actually lived here in the Skagway Valley for multiple different reasons. One of the biggest, though, being that Skagway actually translates to mean big winds. The weather here has always been significantly more intense than, say, over in the Dyea Flats, and the Dyea Flats is an easier area to live in, along with the fact that Skagway is actually a very small little valley. Like, according to the 2020 census, the population here in Skagway is only about 1,250 people. That number will drop to less than 300 people, and we'll see over 1 million tourists come through the summer season to keep Skagway alive and vitalized, to allow for just 300 people to live here year-round. But with that as well, we are currently in a U-shaped valley. This valley was carved out by a glacier that was here 20,000 years ago. And if you look at any of these mountain ranges around us, those smooth, rolled over peaks, those were locked underneath the glacier ice and carved and eroded away, giving us those smooth, rolled over formations, unlike the really high up elevations where you can see those actual jagged rock formations. Those were just above the ice. Now, if you can imagine a world where there was literally thousands of feet of ice, and if you can think, because it takes 1,000 pounds of snowpack just to make 1 inch of glacier ice, well, you have a better imagination than me, because I just can't see it. It's just a little too alien. But it's crazy to think that so much ice was here, destroying and taking everything with it. And that's actually why the forest we just turned into is really only about a mid to old age in growth. We are not really in an old aged forest at this time. The spruce tree, the dominant species here in this forest now, has really only been dominant for the past 10,000 years. And because of that, because of the young age of this forest, there's really only about 5 inches of actual soil for any of these plants and trees to grow in. Otherwise, you have nothing but this solid stone or the ever faithful Alaskan silt. Because see, after the glaciers eroded and took everything, even the earth itself, with them and locked it away in the ice for thousands of years, all that material got pressurized and destroyed and mashed down in nothing but this fine, dead, useless material we call silt. And as the glaciers have been degrading for the past 20,000 years, it has let go of all that earth, all that silt, which results in making up the majority of the land here. And unfortunately, silt is useless for anything to grow in. And so, because of that, we do end up with a forest that has very weak root systems. We'll see some giant roots, but nothing that grows deep. But at this time, we are currently in Dyea. Again, Dyea is the native land of the Tlingit people. During the stampede, during those frontier days, there was a frontier town out here that rivaled the population of Skagway at that time. That has, however, reverted to a ghost town. There's no one that lives in that particular area anymore. Estuary, where the salt water of the ocean begins to mix with the fresh water of the Tyre River. And the interesting thing about the estuary is it makes up for a very unique and crazy ecosystem where all the freshwater and saltwater life begins to mix. And this is an excellent feeding ground for a lot of animals like our bears and eagles, because this is the start of potentially our salmon runs. And actually, we do have a little eagle hanging out. We have a mating pair out there hanging out on a stump right now, looking for some fast food.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter how many times I see an eagle, I'll always be amazed.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're so cool.
I could see them a million times, and every time I'll be like, that guy's judging me. Oh. With that right there, we can see that grayish, brownish looking sandy berms out there.
Yeah.
That is the Alaskan silt itself. The riverbed of the Tyre is made up of the silt, as the glaciers have fed this river for over thousands of years. If you were to dig straight down from the bed of the river right here, straight down, it'd be about 500 feet of digging until you finally hit actual bedrock. Otherwise, you're just digging through nothing but that silt. And as I mentioned, there are campers out there over on the Dyea Flats right now. Anyone that wishes to come out here and camp in the national park area can come and camp for anywhere from a couple days to a few weeks at a time, as long as you have the proper permits. And you can actually go up the Chilkoot Trail itself, and there are several established campgrounds on that trail. All very nice, pretty luxurious actually. The main factor down here at this part of the Tyre River is the tree fall. We get a lot of trees like that in that corner. And while we don't have any crazy rapids here, we do want to make sure we don't play on those today.
Exactly.
No. As I mentioned, these are glacially fed waters. On average, the temperature of the Tyre is about 38 degrees. Or for y'all that like Celsius, that's next to 0. It's cold. Please stay in the boat.
Right.
While I am more than ready to help you and save you in a swimmer situation, I really don't want to swim today either.
The hike itself was very nice. Not too long or strenuous, but there were some bits that were a little bit steep. My mom unfortunately sprained her ankle on the way down a particularly steep bit, so yeah, warning. The raft bit was interesting. The Tyre River really made Curtis work for it that day.
A better view as both sides are beautiful and you will be able to see both sides. Now, if you haven't been listening already, now is a great time to listen because I have some very important safety announcements for you all. So if you could please lend me your undivided attention. As you may have seen, there are platforms at the front and back of each train car. Within Skagway city limits, these platforms must be clear. When I hear from our conductor, I will let you know when you're able to go out on those platforms. Our number one rule is that there's no crossing from train car to train car. Please ensure you stay off those metal bridges in between the train cars at all times, and those chains in between the train cars, as they are not weight bearing. The only people that are allowed to cross from car to car are our train staff. There is no smoking at all during our excursion today. This includes electronic cigarettes and vaporizers. If we do see you smoking, we will assume you have caught fire and take all the necessary precautions to put you out. There is no consumption of alcohol at all on our trip today. And please ensure you are cautious of the placement of your fingers near doors and windows, as they can slam shut abruptly with the jostle of the train. And finally, please do not touch the stoves in your train cars. They are not lit. However, if you are at all uncomfortable with the temperature, let one of our train staff know and we will try and assist you. Thank you all for your compliance and understanding. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy.
After the hike and raft, we had literally no time for lunch before our train ride up the White Pass. It was a lovely ride up and just past the Yukon or northern BC border. Still not really sure which. I do apologize for the sporadic photos and videos for this bit. Unfortunately, my camera died on the hike, and I thought I had replacement batteries, but it turns out I didn't, so no photos of the peak. Sorry. Actually, there's barely any photos past about halfway. Don't worry, I remembered to charge my batteries later. Wednesday, the 17th, was another full sailing day, but we did stop into Glacier Bay on our way to Ketchikan, which was gorgeous.
Hello everyone. I'm actually back here on the ship. We are in Glacier Bay here, or at least maybe we're at the mouth of it. I'm not fully certain. I just know we're around glaciers. It's currently a wonderful 15 degrees Celsius, although I'm questioning that due to the fact that I can actually see my breath.
Now let's talk about that large blue and white glacier to the left of the This is Marjorie Glacier. And Marjorie tends to be seen at the start of the shore because of that beautiful white and blue ice. Marjorie is a planet of country that contains exposing more ice than it can fly through the snow. This glacier is fed from the Fairweather Mountain lakes that I talked about earlier. This ice flows down about 21 miles before it hits the salt water. This is a tidewater glacier, which means it can be a little bit difficult to put all of this into perspective, so I've got some statistics to aid in that concept. Because of the size of the ocean and the mountains, it can be hard to tell that this glacier at its base is about 200 feet tall, which is about the size of a 25-story building. ice beneath the surface of this glacier, and that's partially why tidewater glaciers act so differently than other glaciers. This is due to the salty, corrosive ocean water at its terminus. Imagine throwing salt onto the roads or sidewalks back home. It helps conduct heat that enables the melting of the ice. It's similar with the salt water as it conducts heat better than the air temperature. It fills the cracks of the ice and causes it to crack and break off. The ocean tides and waves beat against the surface to also aid in the loss of this ice. When these pieces of ice fall off, it's called a calving event. When a glacier calves, it doesn't necessarily mean that a glacier is retreating. That being said, most of the glaciers in Glacier Bay and throughout Alaska are retreating and losing their overall mass. In a few minutes, the Ranger Information Desk in the crow's nest will close as myself and Ranger Megan join me outside at the base of this glacier. The desk will be open at the end of this glacier is the one most likely to calve, so this is a great time to grab your jackets and head outside. Try to enjoy Marjorie in silence and take in her majesty, but also to potentially see her calve and hear the sound of the white thunder that follows. Compare Marjorie and Grim Pacific and think about why they look so different.
Well, now that that's over, I can tell you guys a bit more about what's going on. It's currently raining, and if you hear any weird crunching, I've got a rain shield on the camera, so it's plastic. Enjoy the glaciers with me. And here's another look at the glacier. Isn't it gorgeous? I do have to tell you though that after the near 30-degree temperatures we had back home, this much colder wet weather is much appreciated. I am definitely one for wet weather. Cooler, wet weather. Love it. Look at all that ice flow. I'm quickly back here, people, because I found puffins. Look at them. Just look at them. Aren't they adorable?
That was a bit more on the larger side considering how loud the skunk was. Yeah. When we heard it. Yeah. Like a picture is what it's called. I definitely have that eerie feeling that something big's about to fall. No, but I highly doubt it. With everything falling, I feel like it's glaciers fall apart slowly. I know, but like one side looks like it's really leaning down. Yeah, that's the only thing that's causing me. The far side from us seems pretty clear. The other side. Yeah.
Someone please get her off.
Sea otters. Sorry.
Thursday, the 18th, we stopped in Ketchikan. Took a fun duck boat tour of the city, which you should be looking at footage of right now.
I could have danced all night. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, take a look above you. You see those little doodads on the ceiling? Those are in case we lose cabin pressure. At which point they will automatically drop down in front of you. You will take them, place them firmly in your mouth, and blow really hard. Please make sure to blow on your own whistle before helping your neighbor blow on theirs. And we should all get along great. Welcome to Ketchikan, the drinking town with a fishing problem. What a great place to be, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys, so raise your hand if you're off that damn ship up there. Or right there. Alright, almost everyone's off that damn ship. Raise your hand if you're off another ship. What ship is that? Onyx Dam, the other one behind us. The other damn ship. The other damn ship. The other damn ship. We got two of them here. Two damn ships in today. That's not confusing at all. Nope. Raise your hand if you're not from a ship. Woo! Where are you guys from? Local? You're from Ketchikan? What the heck are you doing on here? You know you can get this for free just driving your car around. Well, we're glad to have you. All you guys from the damn ship? Is this your first stop or your last stop on your cruise? Last. Boo! Yeah. Y'all ready to be done or you want to go for another week? You're about done? I can tell no one's looking at each other anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that you're on an island right now? I'm allergic to talking about islands. You're on an island right now. You know what it's called? Alaska? Oh. The island is called Revillagigedo. Can everyone say Revillagigedo? Revillagigedo. I say Revilla, you say Gigedo. Revilla. 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 About the size of Rhode Island here in... I'm getting the feeling we have a lot of people who aren't from America on here, just from the voices I've been hearing. But we have a place called Rhode Island, smallest state in America. And this island is about the size of Rhode Island, about 50 miles long by 35 miles wide, and takes about 125 miles to circumnavigate. Alright guys, if you look on your left, we got Sam's Fine Jewelry. Hi Sam, hi Mahi. Whose hair is cooler, Sam or Mahi's? Oh, a new person, hi new person. I'm gonna make fun of Sam for his long hair. If you go there afterwards, they got a free gift for you. They do awesome custom local jewelry. I think it's some kind of pendant. They didn't give me one. They gave my wife one, though. It's not fair. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look on your right, we have the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show. That is the site of the original spruce mill in Ketchikan. Lumber used to be our main industry. Now our main industry is all of you lovely people. We traded live wood for dead wood. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, you got a postcard from the Lumberjack Show. That's awesome. Take a look on your right, guys. That is our fire station. It's a pretty remarkable building. It's a government building that was completed on time and under budget. Oh. Best joke on the tour. Also doubles as a museum because we live in the Tongass National Rainforest. Second largest rainforest in the world, right behind the Amazon jungle. Hey everyone, what color's that building over there? Salmon. Alright, I hear pink and I hear salmon. Raise your hand if you think pink. Raise your hand if you think salmon. For those of you who think pink, I have duct tape for your mouth. And I'm going to need you to sit in the back of the dock and think about what you've done. So we need to do a little rearranging here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially driving over land. We've been driving over water that whole dang time. The St. John's Episcopal Church on your left represents the shoreline of Ketchikan. And shoot, I'll even show you. Here's a picture of that church from 1902. And you can see right at the shoreline there. So we built out on pilings about a quarter mile that way. Yesterday I handed out the wrong picture. It wasn't a church, it was another one. And no one even told me till I got most of the way around. So I had to make sure that's the right one. Got a brewery right there, red building, for your information later on. And welcome to New York City, ladies and gentlemen. Case in point, Park Avenue. You look on your left, we have an American Legion building with an American flag painted by Scott Lebedo. Scott is on a mission to paint an American flag on an American Legion building. Ladies and gentlemen, feel free to stand up and take a gander at the salmon ladder. Oh, there are some salmon trying to jump right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we built a ladder over there on your left to help them get up the ladder step by step by step. We John Stockton them, we gave them an assist, kind of helped them get up so they could get to the other side and start spawning. Takes a minute for them to learn. You learn how the heck to do it, and that the fact that there is a thing. But it's kind of fun. Spawning season goes from mid-July to mid-September. So we are right in the thick of it right now, and it gets even more thick as we get going. Have you guys been taught the ways to remember the names of the salmon on your hands? Raise your hand if you have not been taught that. Ooh, quite a few people, actually. All right, we'll do it real fast. Hold up your hand, everyone. Whoever wants to. We have chum, because it rhymes with thumb. We have sockeye, because you could sock someone in the eye with your finger there. We have king, because it's like the biggest dang one. We have silver, because it's the ring finger. And we have pink. All right, what do we have, guys? We have chum, sockeye, king, silver, and pink. Bada bing, bada boom. If everyone's ready to go, we will keep on rolling. You got a blue house with yellow doors. You got a red shed up there. You got a pastel yellow house, a teal house. On your right in just a second, you're going to see a purple house. We have no HOA here. We do whatever the heck we want. That stands for Homeowners Association. No one can tell us what we can or can't do with our property. And we are hugging Ketchikan Creek there. There's our purple house. Here in Old Town, there's a rumor that if you tear down one of the original structures, you have to leave something up from that original building. Otherwise, the original owners will come back and haunt you. And if they do, who are you going to call? Oh, someone like that back there. Keep these the Ghostbusters. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stand around. It gets so thick, the men will put on their boots and they'll walk across the creek on the backs of the salmon and their boots won't even get wet. It's actually a sport to see who can get across the fastest and the driest. Women do not participate, though. Women don't like stepping on scales. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on your left, we have our baseball field. They're converting it to something else now. Oh, there's a puppers. Puppers going crazy. What's missing from the baseball field, everyone? Grass? Remember when I said we live in the Tongass National Rainforest? Do you know how easy it is for a baseball game to get rained out not in a rainforest? If we didn't play when it rained, we'd never play. We get 15 feet of rain a year in Ketchikan. So instead of raising tough grass, we raise tough kids who play full contact sports on a mixture of seashells, gravel, and dirt. And soda and crap that they can't get on their cruises on the cruise ship. And because remember when I said we're an island, guys? Everything gets here by barge. Produce, groceries, anything you'll find in the stores, all our toilet paper. So things are a bit more expensive here. Like in our Safeway, a nice sized box of cold cereal will run you $8. And you saw gas prices, $5.41 a gallon. Or, sorry, $5.30.
To go in the water? Any objections? No. Alright, Captain wants me to let you guys know to please put your seatbelts on at this point. Oh, Tennessee didn't like that very much. They were in hunting orange. I look around the duck and I see you guys and I'm nearly blinded. Alright, everyone. We are about to hit the water with the duck. Everyone put your hands in the air. Yeah! Groceries are too expensive on the island anyway. Let's go find somewhere else where groceries are cheaper. Here goes nothing. Uh-oh. Oh, we're doing good? We're doing so good, guys. Look at that.
The duck boat tour itself was fun, our guide was knowledgeable, and I would definitely recommend it for just a nice quick tour of the city. You get a little history, you get a little everything. I have no script for that bit, so sorry. After our tour, we meandered Creek Street, where a lot of the good artisan shops are, not the kitschy tourist trappy shops. After dinner, we just sat on our balconies and watched a pod of humpback whales go by for a couple hours. There were a lot of whales, and it was so nice to see them. They unfortunately didn't breach too well, so all we caught were a few small lumps of back and a couple of small tail flicks, but that's about it. No nice big breaching, unfortunately, so no really nice photos. Friday, the 19th, was just sailing back to Vancouver. Went out on the decks to watch Vancouver Island go by. Some of the points were just so perfectly shrouded in fog. It honestly looked like a movie set for Pirates of the Caribbean or something. It was so pretty. At some point in our figuring out that we were heading home, my brothers decided it was a great idea to play Jenga on a moving boat. So, here I have their games, for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And that brings us to the end of my mess of a vlog for my first ever cruise. I hope you at least somewhat enjoyed this broken mess of what was supposed to be a vlog. But I have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't even know what this is anymore. Again, sorry for the long delay, and I will see you all next time. Bye!